Okay, hi guys, welcome to my channel. This channel is in response to one of my viewers who wanted me to show exactly how I make my henna. I don't know if you can zoom in on my hair and see quite a bit of gray around here and there, which I don't really mind, but it's henna time nonetheless. So I'm going to make a big batch of it up and see what we can do. I have 3 different brands of henna today. I have the Jamila henna right here. I have the Mahinde henna. And I also have henna that I purchased from Mountain Rose Herb. Would be the one that I use the least, and I'll go over them in just a second. A little bit of color variation, but henna should always be a nice green because it is a plant. Sort of like tea. Tea is green, you dry it and you grind it up into a powder. The Jamila, I would have to say, is my favorite. I usually mix that with the Mahinde, mainly because it is so finely ground. Rinses out of the hair very easily. I have found with the one that I purchased from Mountain Rose Herb does not rinse as well, and I have to sift it. And let me give you another little tip also. One way to also check your henna for any type of metals or strange things, sometimes companies that are just not really on the up and up will put metallics in there to kind of enhance the color. Henna, since it's a plant, it should always be a reddish color when you put it in your hair. You can put things in there to make it a little bit darker, but we'll come back to that. But I always like to test mine with my little magnet. I'll hold it above, and if it pulls up any of the product, I know that there's metal in there. I'm not getting any metal on the tips or any movement of the product, so that's fine. I'm going to set that to the side. I can get it off of there. There we go. I'm going to set this one to the side because this will not be the one I'm using. It was too hard for me to rinse out, and I just did not want to go through the sifting. Alrighty, first thing we're going to do is get our bowl. I'm going to pour all my henna in it. Let's move that to the side. Let's see, how much is this? I don't know how many grams. I think it's 100 grams, but I'm not for sure. Always mix double what I need because I usually freeze it anyway. That way, whenever I'm ready to henna, I have some on hand. So we're going to mix those two together. You see, there's one. That's the Jamila. I'm going to put it right beside it, the Mahinde. You can see the color difference. One is a little darker green. I don't know if that's because of the region, exactly when it was harvested. Those are a couple of things that will determine the effect of it. Go ahead and put our hennas in there and mix those up together. Now my little henna mix is a little bit different from everyone else. Everyone has a mix. Everyone does it the way they do it. I say do what works for you. This is what works for me. This is what I like. Instead of lemon juice for mine, the acid that I use is chocolate. I don't want to show you the brand, but it's a dark chocolate. Always put I'm kind of messing it up. Plus your henna says it smells like a nice chocolate on your head. So that's 2, you know me and my measuring, 2 tablespoons. We'll go ahead and finish the package for that. 2 tablespoons of chocolate. We're going to also use coffee. Coffee is an acidic thing also, plus it helps to kind of tone down some of the reddish highlights. Makes it a little bit darker. This is just instant coffee. I'm going to put a tablespoon of that. And as you can see from the label, it tells you that it's instant coffee. I just ripped the label off. I figure if they're not going to pay me, why should I show their label? What do you think about that? Also, my milk, because milk, this is coconut milk. You can use any kind of milk. I guess you can use buttermilk, you can use yogurt for the lactic acid that's in it. I'm going to use coconut milk powder in mine. I think it's makes it a little bit more moist. You know, I love, love, love coconut milk. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of that. We haven't got to the liquid portion yet. We're kind of making a mess, but that's okay. Alrighty. This is the thing that I do a little bit different besides the chocolate and the acid. Some people, or I should say, one of my Indian friends, they have a special iron bowl that they put their henna in and let it oxidize overnight. I don't have an iron bowl yet. I hate buying things full price. Purchased this little pan at the thrift store. I think it was for $1. I usually boil my distilled water in there for that, mainly because I want to get the iron in it. I could boil the coffee, I guess, with the water, but I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on how lazy I am. I'm trying to get the iron into the preparation because iron, if you're having iron deficiency, you can have problems with losing your hair. This is really hot, so we're going to be careful. We're not going to just pour the liquid directly in. We're going to come back to this pan in just a second. And we're going to be careful about how much we mix in. We're just going to go slowly with it. Because we want it to all incorporate, but we don't want it into a soup. Looks like I am not going to have enough hot water. So what we're going to do, let me grab my jug here. We're going to put a little bit more distilled water in there anyway, because it's still pretty hot in the bowl, so that should work just fine. What you're wanting to do is to make it into a nice thick paste. Alrighty. And that seems to be working out just fine. All plastic utensils. Henna, since it's a plant, some people say, oh, you can't cook that in an iron pot, or you can't do anything metallic with it. But I have never had a problem with the color not coming out the way I want it to be with using the iron pot. Plus, India, where this is one of their main exports, which is henna. If my little Indian grocer, if his wife uses it, I think it'll work well for me. So, you know, listen to the people who are native to the products that you use. You'd be surprised just how much you can learn. Got that mixed up a bit. I'm going to get a larger wooden spoon here. Let's pull that to the side. This is another thing that I do a little bit different. Some people do put honey, some don't. They say, well, it's winter time, you're not supposed to use humectants. How are you going to add moisture to your hair? Most every product that you use has some type of humectant in it. Look at your conditioner bottles, look at your shampoo bottles. They have some humectant. Why not use a natural humectant if you can? Honey is a liquid, so that's part of the liquid portion of what you're making. And you know, honey is my absolute favorite. You don't have to use honey if you're allergic. You could also use sugar.
It stopped taping.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's put a tablespoon of oil. And this is olive oil. Olives are very acidic also. What we're trying to do is to get the henna to oxidize so that it releases the color. When it releases the color, you're going to see that it's going to turn from a nice green to a nice dirt-looking brown. But still, when you put it on your hair, it's going to kind of give you a orange reddish highlight at times. Let's get that mixed up real well. Make sure you mix everything in real well. I don't know if you can see the difference after I add the honey, how it gets a little bit more liquidy. That's why I didn't add as much water as some people thought I should. Oh, add more water. No, you don't need more water. I'm wanting it to be a thicker paste. That way it's not running all over the place. The honey kind of helps it stick to the strands a little bit better. And oh man, that chocolate smells good. Kind of almost looks like a brownie mix, but that's not what we want. Now my little Indian grocer says that when she mixes hers, she mainly keeps it in that iron bowl overnight, and the iron that's in the pot kind of oxidizes into the plant also and puts it into the hair strands. I'll get a bowl one day, but I guess I'll just have to look for it. But usually this is my henna bowl, so I always mix henna in it. I'll sit it in a warm place overnight, usually on top of the refrigerator, and let it oxidize, and then tomorrow we may use it, or whenever. But if not, you can always get a container, separate it into your baggies if you wish, for however long your hair is, and freeze it. Just defrost it like you would anything else and put it in your hair for a couple of hours, and then rinse it out. I do not wash mine post henna application. I usually rinse it real well, and we'll do a co-wash treatment with it, but I do not do shampoo usually for a week. And after I've done the shampoo, I'll do a deep conditioning treatment. I hope this kind of helped you a little bit. Got us a nice big batch. That should be enough for at least 3 to 4 applications. We'll see. Just depends on if you're going to do the whole head, if you're kind of hitting spots. I usually try to start in the front because the front for me is the most resistant. It's just so stubborn. But anyway, truly naturally cold. I hope this helped a little bit. Think about that chocolate. Look up the acids that are actually in the chocolate. Some people use lemon juice, but I don't do the lemon juice because I think that it kind of brightens down. And I'll talk to you later. Let me know if you like it. Bye-bye.